Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, Carissa Kuches.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to your bonus day. Your bonus session is beginning now. Please get up out of your seats. Show me some energy. It's day 6, a bonus session. Are you ready? Welcome back, everyone. Crank that energy. Crank that energy. I see you VIPs crushing it yet again. And let's also give it up for everyone attending UPW. Great energy. We are so happy to have you all back here again today. You know, yesterday was such an incredible, the last 5 days, can you give it up for the last 5 days of the New World, New You Challenge? Come on. So much value, so much fun. So yesterday, Tony got off stage after hanging out with you guys for 5 days, and he got to the side, and he sits down, and he's like, you know what? He's so emotional, and he's thinking, we can't have this end. We didn't even touch on energy. We didn't even touch on health. How many of you have felt more energy in your body without Tony even teaching on it over the last 5 days? Anyone here, yes? So something Tony always says, he says, energy is everything. Say that with me one more time. Energy is everything, and write it down. So today is a bonus session, just out of nowhere, an added day, a bonus session for you to go over energy and health. And Tony has this short, powerful session for you guys today with two of his dearest friends that really understand the power of this, the power of your energy, so you can start to learn a few things that you can also do between now and the seminar just to get your bodies ready, your minds ready, and get yourself prepared with energy and vitality. Then, today, at the end of these few gifts, few bonuses, Tony cleared his schedule, and he's coming back here to hang out with you guys. An outpour of beautiful messages and also a bunch of questions from all of you, having the 5 days and wondering, okay, well, what about this? What about this? Some unanswered questions. And if you remember anything from Create Your Own Economy Day, the number one key to succeeding in business is to add the most what? Value. So today, Tony will be back. He's going to sit right here with you and answer some of your questions. He's got some fun surprises and some bonuses. That's going to happen at the end of today's bonus session. So stick around, and you're going to be hanging out again with the number one success coach that has ever existed on the planet, and that is Tony Robbins, everybody! All right, shake that body out, shake that body out. I'm going to set you guys up for your incredible bonus day here, and today's all about energy and health. And it's very important to notice that there are a few different ways to get energy, true or true. One way to get energy is to actually calm your energy so that you can think more clearly. Some people may call this meditation. Now, for many people, meditation's not always the easiest thing. It's not always comfortable. You know, Tony shared yesterday, he says he's been abundantly clear he's not always been into meditation, but he's found a way to leverage that state of being calm, grounded, and settled. And he found a way to make it work for him because he's found a few people that teach it in a way that helps you learn it and embody it so you can utilize that state to your benefit. So one of these people that's an incredible dear friend of both Tony and Sage is a man named Master Co, an incredibly skilled human being. Yes, give it up for Master Co, everybody. And some of our alumni here, you know that he is at basically every event, and he's such an incredible human being. And even myself was somebody that felt always like too high energy to get into this meditative state, and it just opens your heart. So this morning, if you're an experienced meditator, this will enhance it. If you're someone that thinks, you know, I could never meditate, I think you're going to find this really useful to help calm you, settle you, and find a sense of stillness even when the world can be crazy. So in just 15 minutes, he's going to take you through a process that I think you're going to find extremely extraordinary for you and your emotion and your state. And not only are you going to be having this experience with Master Co, we have a very special somebody who's also going to be joining Master Co. Ladies and gentlemen, that beautiful human being is Sage Robbins, everybody! You lucky ducks. Your bonus day, you are going to have Master Co and Sage here to spend this time with you. So sit up in your seats with lots of energy, please. Take a big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. And we're going to play a beautiful video so you can get to know Master Co a little bit more. And then in just a moment, they'll be here with you to guide you through this experience. All right, everyone, welcome to your screen. It is Master Co.
Since ancient times, people have used this healing. And what people don't realize is pranic healing comes from the word prana, which is the same thing when you go to an acupuncturist, they call it qi in Chinese. So this prana is all around us. And when you do your breathing, you do your meditation, you do your prayers, all of it is harnessing this energy to keep your body strong, healthy, and be able to heal itself faster.
I have a dear, dear friend that some of you have been exposed to already named Master Co. And this man he's so freaking humble. You know what's so beautiful? Is when you meet somebody who's unbelievably gifted and they have this humility about them and it's not fake. This man's life is about serving, and that's why his life is so happy. And I've learned so much from him.
Every thought, every emotion we have is made of this subtle energy. You say, may you be blessed. It's not good enough that you forgive. You have to bless them with love. Now say it. You're completely forgiven. Go in peace. Pour that love to the other person. It's unconditional spiritual love.
Oh, yes! I have to do that, right?
Yes, you do.
So thank you very much for joining us. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be with you, Sage.
Absolutely, Master Co. Thank you.
To be able to share this time, a new world, new you, essentially to focus on who you really are, a spiritual being, having a wonderful earthly experience.
Yes.
So we'll go through a meditation called Meditation Twin Hearts. And of course, I honor my teacher, Grandmaster Tokok Sui, who taught this to me and to millions of people over the world, pranic healing and Arhatic yoga, because it allows us to be channels and instruments to bless Mother Earth and everyone with peace and with love. And as you know, with the world as it is, one thing is constant, that is, you are made in the image of God. And we want to affirm that and use that as an instrument to bless Mother Earth. And from there, beloved Sage will chant Om Mani Padme Hum, which is a universal chant of mercy and compassion, so we can let that love and mercy flow through us even more.
Yes.
So, if you guys are ready, let's get started. Okay, sit comfortably. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth that allows the energy to flow freely. And take your left hand, gently tap the center of your chest. This stimulates your heart center. Take your right hand, tap your crown, which is your spiritual heart. Okay? Put your hand like this. And as the music starts, first imagine someone you love in front of you. Smile. Be aware of your heart. Feel love for this person. And from your heart, imagine a beautiful pink light flowing from your heart through your hands and literally filling up this person. And just say, from my heart to yours, I shower you with much love.
Shower with much love.
And much affection.
And much affection.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally.
Feel that and just let it flow through you. Just saturate them with so much love, with absolutely no expectations, but just to love them. Now be aware of your crown and imagine golden light from your crown just flowing through your hands and filling them up. Just fill them with golden light. And just say, may you be blessed with inner peace, and divine love.
And divine love.
Now just saturate them with golden light. Now we'll share this love not just with one person, but the entire earth. So imagine the earth in front of you like a little ball where your loved one is just one of billions of people. Now be aware of the center of your chest, your heart center. And just say, our hearts are one.
Our hearts are one.
Our souls are one.
Our souls are one.
Our spirits are one.
Our spirits are one.
There is only oneness.
There is only oneness.
And in this oneness,
And in this oneness,
we humbly ask to be channels,
we humbly ask to be channels,
instruments,
instruments,
to bring love,
to bring love,
mercy,
mercy,
and compassion
and compassion
to all.
to all.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So we'll gently recite the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi as you gently be aware of your heart in your hands and fill the earth with pink light. Lord,
Lord,
make me an instrument of your peace.
make me an instrument of your peace.
Wherever there's hatred anywhere,
Wherever there is hatred anywhere,
let me sow unconditional love.
let me sow unconditional love.
Where there's injury,
Where there is injury,
let me sow pardon and forgiveness.
let me sow pardon and forgiveness.
Where there's doubt,
Where there is doubt,
let me sow faith.
let me sow faith.
Where there's despair,
Where there is despair,
let me sow hope.
let me sow hope.
May all be blessed
May all be blessed
with peace,
with peace,
with love,
with love,
with a spirit of forgiveness
with a spirit of forgiveness
and reconciliation,
and reconciliation,
with hope and faith.
with hope and faith.
Where there's darkness,
Where there is darkness,
let me sow light.
let me sow light.
And where there's sadness,
And where there is sadness,
let me sow a tremendous amount of joy.
let me sow a tremendous amount of joy.
Now just be still and let that love flow through you. And say it again. Our hearts are one.
Our hearts are one.
Our souls are one.
Our souls are one.
Our spirits are one.
Our spirits are one.
And may all be blessed
And may all be blessed
with peace,
with peace,
with love,
with love,
with forgiveness,
with forgiveness,
with hope and with faith,
with hope and with faith,
with light and lots of joy.
with light and lots of joy.
Can you feel that flowing through you? Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown and exhale. One more time. Be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And gently one more time. Be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. And stay there. You might feel a slight tingling or pressure. Just allow that energy to just flow through you. Imagine that golden light just flowing down from your crown through your hands and blessing your family, your friends, the people you work with. Let that golden light spread to the city you live in, the state, the country, and let it envelop the entire earth. And repeat with me. Our souls are one.
Our souls are one.
Our spirits are one.
Our spirits are one.
We're one with God,
We are one with God.
and we're one with all.
And we're one with all.
From the heart of all loving God,
From the heart of all loving God,
through my soul and through my entire being,
through my soul and through my entire being,
may every person, every being in the entire earth
may every person, every being in the entire earth
be blessed with love and kindness.
be blessed with love and kindness.
May all be blessed
May all be blessed
with great joy and happiness,
with great joy and happiness,
with understanding,
with understanding,
harmony,
harmony,
and divine
and
peace.
divine peace.
Just feel it and let that golden light just flow through us. Just saturate your family, your friends. Let it spread throughout the entire earth. There's so many people right now who need physical healing, emotional healing, financial healing. May all of them be filled with so much loving energy. And so it is.
And so it is.
Just be still and let that golden light just flow through you. We are just the pipelines. Now, gently be aware of your heart and your crown at the same time. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine brilliant golden light pouring out of our hands, flowing down the entire earth. Again, be aware of your heart and crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Let the golden light just flow through us. And affirm again, we are one.
We are one.
We are one.
We are one.
There is only oneness.
There is only oneness.
Any division
Any division
is just an illusion.
is just an illusion.
There's only oneness.
There is only oneness.
From the center of the heart of God,
From the center of the heart of God,
through my soul,
through my soul,
through my entire being,
through my entire being,
may every person, every being on earth,
may every person, every being on earth,
without exception,
without exception,
be blessed
be blessed
with love and kindness.
with love and kindness.
Let all be blessed
Let all be blessed
with inner peace,
with inner peace,
inner healing.
inner healing.
May all be blessed
May all be blessed
with understanding,
with understanding,
with harmony,
with harmony,
with goodwill,
with goodwill,
and especially
and especially
the willingness to do good.
the willingness to do good.
So be it,
So be it.
so be it,
So be it.
and so it is.
And so it is.
Now be still and just let it flow through you. Let that energy flow to your family, your friends, all the people in need all over the world. May all be blessed without exception.
May all be blessed without exception.
So be it,
So be it.
so be it,
So be it.
and so it is.
And so it is.
Om.
Om.
Amen.
Amen.
Amin.
Amen.
It is.
It is.
Now maintain your stillness and awareness. Gently lower your hands on your lap, palms up. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. A few inches above your head. Imagine the most beautiful golden flame you've ever seen, just floating up there. Be gently aware of the love within your heart. Allow that love from your heart to gently rise to your throat, up to the center of your head. Be still. And gently allow it to rise to your crown, up into that golden flame. And stay there. Your entire awareness is inside that golden flame. Any sound, any noise you hear will just allow you to drift deeper and deeper into that golden light. Just look at the light. Nothing but the light. And listen. Listen from within that golden flame.
Om Mani Om Mani Om Mani
Be still. Oh. Allow your awareness to just drift deeper and deeper into that golden light. Amen. Amen. You, the spiritual self, are immersed in an ocean of brilliant light. You, the spiritual self, are swimming in an ocean of divine love. Every particle of your being is in a state of divine love and bliss. Be still, be aware, and just simply let go and let things be. Now. Let go. You are that light. May you, the soul, be flooded with waves of love, waves of sweetness, waves and waves of divine love and bliss. Ananda. It is. Let go. Just let go. We are one. Allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper into that light. It is you. Gently, ever so slowly, just move your fingers, move your toes. As the music slowly comes back, slowly come back to your body right now. Slowly slide back into your body. Take your time. Gently raise your hands. First, imagine all the people you love in front of you. Fill them with so much golden light. And repeat with me. May all of you be blessed.
May all of you be blessed.
With good health.
With good health.
With happiness.
With happiness.
With prosperity and abundance.
With prosperity and abundance.
And spiritual oneness.
And spiritual oneness.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Now aim your hands down. Be aware of your feet and the base of your spine. Let's just flood Mother Earth with golden light. And repeat after me. Let our beloved Mother Earth.
Let our beloved Mother Earth.
And all her children.
And all her children.
Be blessed with divine light.
Be blessed with divine light.
Divine love.
Divine love.
And divine power.
And divine power.
May our beloved Mother Earth be healed.
May our beloved Mother Earth be healed.
Regenerated.
Regenerated.
And revitalized.
And revitalized.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Om.
Om.
Amen.
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 And so it is.
And so it is.
In full faith.
In full faith.
We thank you.
We thank you.
All right. Now slowly open your eyes with the biggest smile you've ever had. You like to share?
Yes.
Please.
I'm just so taken back looking at all you beautiful humans. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your willingness and your open minds and hearts. You know, Master Ko spoke of us being lights and spiritual beings and having that pipeline. A practice like this on a daily basis, meditation, it tunes us. It tunes us so that we can carry more light. If we are light, it's like, how do we emanate more light? How do we share more light? This world, there's so much external discord right now and external demonization, and we have an opportunity for each of us to be a true lighthouse. A lighthouse to our loved ones, a lighthouse to our neighbors, a lighthouse to our community, and truly shift the consciousness of this planet. This isn't something just to speak about. This is a reality. And by having this daily practice, whether you believe in God or not, if God is a charged word for you, you can just believe and know that the force that beats your heart, I don't want anybody excluded from this practice because it's so sincere. And it's something that on a daily basis, in the beginning, for those of you who are like, I don't meditate, and gosh, all these thoughts come. It's okay. It's just mind. You know, thoughts come. Just stay with it and be with it. And there's an inner transformation that happens in your life that's just, I'll speak for myself, that's just so beautiful. We have the capacity to become more of a beautiful human being and share those states of being with each other. It's a privilege to be with you. You guys, you're just absolutely gorgeous. And Master Ko, thank you.
Oh,
thank you for this time. Thank you for this meditation. Blessings to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at UPW.
So beautiful. God bless you. We'll see you at UPW.
Okay. See you at UPW.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Let's give it up for Master Ko and Sage Robbins, everybody! Stand up out of your seats and give some love for our entire community tuning in from all over the world, opening up their hearts. Beautiful job, everybody. Well done, well done. How do you feel out there? How are you feeling out there? You know, there are more states than just a peak state. And I know we've been in peak state basically every single day, but how many of you can feel the power of this state? Tony would call that a beautiful state. And all of them equally produce energy inside of our bodies. So that's what today's about. It's about health. It's about energy. And we're so lucky that Tony is connected to some of the most brilliant and intelligent minds across our world. And he's bringing these resources to us today. So today you tried something. Maybe you've done it before or haven't, but it's another resource for you. And now what we are going to do, now we have our hearts warmed up, we are going to now warm up our bodies. And we are going to do that with somebody that you know, somebody with fabulous socks every day. And that person is Brian Bradley, everybody. Please stand up out of your seats. Shake the body out. We're moving on to the next part of your bonus day, for God's sakes. Shake the
Guys, let's not leave that beautiful state for a second. Now I know you have to look at this face, so that's the opposite of beautiful. I get that. That's a little Chris Farley, Tommy Boy humor. Come on, you got to love that stuff. But I want you to look at this picture. Now, this took some serious artwork this morning. Okay, I had really nothing to do, so I just drew this, and it's honestly amazing. But if you think about, if we would have asked you to sit like this during Master Co and Sage's beautiful moment that they took us through. And I've been privileged enough to see that almost 3 decades. And Master Co is a very good friend of mine. And of course, I love Tony and Sage like they're my brother and sister. But I can tell you, if you had to think about sitting like this all day long, if you had to think about it, this is gone. There's no beautiful light. There's no beautiful fire. You're having to concentrate on other things. So I don't want you thinking about sitting. We're going to train for the sport of sitting because it's here to stay, guys. So don't think of it as cancer. Don't think of it as smoking. And I had so many requests from direct messages and messaging off Facebook and Instagram that, can you go over the idea of sitting again? Can you go over the idea of why running on a treadmill maybe not be as good as running outside? And you guys realize that the earth is spinning, so it's an automatic treadmill. So if you have enough great weather around you, get outside, go for a walk, be present, think of what you just went through, and take it to this kind of stuff. Bring that kind of beautiful state presence into your life, not just when you're in that mindfulness meditation stuff. Master Co and I play table tennis against each other, and I will be kicking his butt soon. He just doesn't realize it yet. But I watch him every once in a while when he's down 2 or 3 sets, and yes, it does happen. And I watch him go like this. And then I know that I'm in deep shit at that moment, because he just channeled the spirits, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm in trouble. So when we talk about this, yes, I want you to learn how to sit like this. I want you out of this position, but I don't want you to have to think about moving from here to here. Let's do it with the exercises. Let's do it with what we've given you on a daily basis. So let me move this. And I want you to just have a seat, and I want you to think about, here's an easy way to sit up. Remember, I asked you to sit up. So the side view would be, here's your pelvis down like this. And then a lot of you will do this motion. Take your pelvis, it's on the tailbone, and now roll your pelvis forward. And a lot of you are asking, well, how do I do that? One of the ways you do that is you think about your legs getting very light into the floor. So only one leg, don't lift it up yet, but watch what happens. Sit down in this bad posture and then lightly lift your left foot 1/4 of an inch off the ground and watch what happens. It pulls your pelvis forward for you. It creates a little bit of that arch for you. It makes you a little bit taller. And when you're in this position and not having to think about it, then this word wall that I have behind me with well-being, balance, limitless, results, commitment, compelling, healing, dynamism, guidance, posture, alignment, performance. It's not just a thought process. You can say, I'm going to be on today. This is a physical change that has to happen, which is what today is all about, is gaining energy by not wasting energy. So a lot of you are doing the workouts. We'll go back to the equipment day. What relationship does your body have with your workout? And if it's failing you, then the interrupts that we've gone through throughout this week are amazing. Now, I was listening to the room I was in earlier, and there were some people who had gone and done what they needed to do so that we can see you in March at UPW. I cannot wait. Now, as a token of my thanks for being here this week, those of you that have gone on to the UPW, we're going to give you some exercises through a video that you can incorporate every day that are going to incorporate this sitting stuff. So I want you to think about this again. Get very light by bringing the feet 1/4 of an inch off the ground. That'll cause you to sit up. Turn your toes in so they're straight. Let me show my toes because they are just badass today. Okay. Here we go. Yep, they're the toe socks. You guys can see that, but with all the bones. Now just think about all these bones that are in here. And those of you with this big old bunion over here, which you can call it Paul Bunyan, that forms as a protection mechanism because your foot's not moving right. Here's one of the ways you change it. Sit up. And then you can go through this, while you're in this hip strong position. And our take on conditioning and weight training is unmatched as it relates to bicep curls, side lateral raises, military press. So for those of you who are asking questions, I really appreciate it because it gives me a lot of topics to talk about while I shoot from my garage studio here. And this is where I do some of my experimenting on myself as it relates to what piece of equipment works well. And when my body's out of alignment, here's what happens. So this pelvic position, rolling back and forth, is an amazing interrupt for you to use from now on. And you'll see that. And those of you, I will see you in March at UPW. I love what this whole thing was about. It's an amazing outreach by Tony and Sage. They know that I love them, and we're going to be providing you this at the UPW. So let's get up and let's do some running. Let's wake up this room. We're only going to do 20 seconds. Okay, guys? 20 quick seconds. Here we go. Get ready to sprint. Set. Go. And today, turn it on. Turn it on today. Next level. Next level. Get to your next level. Get to your next level. Hey, some of you look like you're dancing. I like this. Let's go. Because it is a hip-driven motion that fires your deep abdominal wall. Let's go. Turn it on. Come on, Emily. Emily, you better be turning this on. Okay, switch sides. We only have 15, 20 seconds left. Switch sides. Here we go. Ready. Go. Go, 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 go. As fast as you can go. As fast as you can go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I hope you love Master Co. also. Everybody today is going to be looking out for your energy. Here comes the rest of the group, and I cannot wait to see you in March.
All right, everyone, let's give it up for Brian Bradley. Give it up for Brian Bradley one last time, everybody. It's your bonus day, for God's sake. All right, everybody. It is about time to get the force of nature, the most energetic human being I have truly, literally ever met, out to the virtual stage. And before I do that, I just want to thank Brian and Master Co. so unbelievably much. They are a huge part of our mission and what we do here at Tony Robbins and with our Unleash the Power Within events. They both are actually a huge part of that. And Master Co. and Brian are going to be giving every single person here a bonus gift that is going to UPW this coming March. I know. It's so exciting. They're going to be giving bonus gifts, both of them, and you heard from Brian, and then Master Co. is going to give a meditation. It's called Emerald Waterfall, and it actually is supposed to put your body in a state of total relaxation. And I purposely spoke slow because how many of you here, achievers, go-getters, peak performers, feel like you're going all the time by a show of hands? And calming our bodies down is just as important as that peak state. So let's give a huge thank you to them right now. Big round of applause for joining us, giving us their time, their energy, their love, and most importantly, a bonus for UPW. That's upwvirtual.com. That'll be just included in your package. Go, go, go. Shake that body out, shake that body out, shake that body out. How many of you are ready to bring, I don't know, maybe Mr. Tony Robbins up to the stage by a show of hands? All right. Take a big deep breath in, take a big deep breath out. The person that I'm going to bring up next has the most explosive energy, and he's about to explode the curtain on the side of this basement studio. If our energy is right, today is about energy, vitality. Everything you learn presupposes you have the energy to do it. So let's demonstrate to the man himself right now that we can unleash ourselves. Can we do this here? Let's try that again. I said, can we do this here today? All right, everyone, crank your energy. 1, 2, 3, Welcome back to the virtual stage. It's Tony Robbins.
There you go, sweetheart. How's everybody doing? Nice, Emily. I like the heart. Nice job, Amy. Elise. Nice moves, Dave. You go, Janine. Nice, Lynn. Let me hear ya. Oh, yes. High fives all around, virtual and the live ones. You know the drill by now. Once you sit down, double your energy. Go, wake it up. How y'all doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, ladies and gentlemen? We got to stop meeting like this. No, just kidding. Yesterday, after we were finishing up, and I shared with you a little story about giving more, I went and sat down and I was watching KK and everything else and just thinking about the week and just so grateful to have spent this time with all of you. And then just thought, there's one subject that's the most important subject in my mind, and we certainly spent a whole day on it in the event of the 4 days because it's that important. It's energy. And since this time we had a 5-day program, and I have another program I got to go do tomorrow, so we decided to make this 5 days. But I thought, let's take a little real brief session here. And I'm not planning on going deep, but I wanted you to just taste and have something you can do to increase your energy, especially since many of you still are kind of stuck at home and so forth. And we've been showing you the emotional energy and how we trigger ourselves by physical movement. But I also wanted you to know, besides that peak energy of vitality and strength and intensity and passion, I want to make sure you find that place of peace as well. And that's why Master Ko and Sage came and gave you that little experience, just so you can start to tap in. How many were able to go pretty deep in that meditation? I'm curious. That's really nice. Because as much as you push yourself out, you've got to also restore. That's life's balance, right? That's what the whole body's always trying to do, is balance itself out. That's the strength in our lives when we have balance. And so today, we've got the emotional strength, there's emotional energy, there's mental energy, right? There's the calmness, there's the physical passion, but then there's the biochemical energy, and that's critical. There's no way I could do what I do as for a living if I hadn't figured out how to make this part work as well. And I do a full day on this, but I thought, maybe bring another voice in, because last time I brought more of my friends in when we compressed this into 5 days. We really didn't do that as much. So I thought, today I'm going to bring you 2 of my friends just really briefly, and not super detailed, but some things you could do right away. Who's up for a couple things you could do to increase your energy, even while you're home? No question here. Say aye. So there's so many experts in the health field. I consider myself to be one as well. In fact, I'm doing a book right now called Life Force, where I've actually done what I did in the financial category. If you read Money Master the Game or Unshakable or the new book, The Path, you know that what I did is after 2008 and the crash, I was so upset by it because I worked with one of the top 10 financial traders in history, Paul Tudor Jones. I've coached him for over 24 years. And so I know a lot in this area, more than most humans will ever know. But I also have access. And I thought, what if I interviewed 50 self-made billionaires, people that started from scratch and built it, and then figure out what they did so I could teach that to some of my highest end clients. Even my other billionaire clients would find interest, but also somebody just starting the journey would as well. So I wrote that 674-page tome, and then I did Unshakable to give people something to be able to read even briefer to make that happen. And then The Path to kind of update where things are going. Well, that's what I'm doing now on regenerative medicine. Because there are things coming out right now in the next 2 and 3 years, and some that have just are available on a small scale now, that would blow your mind. Like, for example, if you know anybody with Parkinson's and you know how brutal that is to somebody who can't even grab a glass, their whole body is that way, There's a company that does literally incisionless brain surgery. They use a super high intensity ray that goes through the skull, and they find the exact spot, the nerves that are making the body shake, and it stops. The entire process takes 2 hours to set it up, but it's done in 15 minutes. And if you've ever seen somebody who's had those ear implants where they can hear for the first time and they cry uncontrollably, you can't even imagine what it's like when somebody can just reach out, grab the glass, and drink it, and they're not shaking. They cry and control. It's an incredible breakthrough. There are tools like stem cells that I'm sure you've heard about. And stem cells in the U.S. are kind of Wild West. You got to be so careful what you do here. But there is new science on stem cells that's making a gigantic difference. I personally, my right shoulder I tore in a very intense and stupid snowboarding accident. I went with some 20-year-olds and tried to do the things they were doing and snowboarded all the time. It was not pretty, right? And they told me, yeah, it's going to be surgery. It's going to be 6 months of rehab. And the pain was just so severe. The nerves were trapped. And so I tried a bunch of different things. I was like, there's no way. I'm not going to do this. And so I ended up doing stem cells. I went out of the country. I went to a place in Panama, and I wrote about it in the book. And in one session, that's it, one session, and my shoulder was perfect. I'm not exaggerating. It's mind-boggling what's coming. So this new book will really put kind of the focus on that. So I feel like I'll have expertise. But along the way, I've met some of the most brilliant Nobel Prize winners, brilliant breakthrough people in cancer, heart disease, everything you can imagine. But not everybody's a good communicator of that, right? Most aren't. They're geniuses in what they do, but they can't communicate it. And so when I was thinking about, like, who do I bring to the general public that I think really has a voice that keeps it simple and that you can feel their warmth and their love, and they're not cerebral, but yet they're brilliant. There's one man that stands out for me, and his name is Anthony William. You've probably heard about him because celebrities all around the world go to him. And what I wanted to do is introduce you to him this morning briefly and have him talk for just 15, 20 minutes and give you a couple of things you could do in the morning between now and when you get to the UPW. I know most of you are coming. Yesterday was our biggest sales day ever, so really excited to have all of you there. And so something you can do, or if you're not coming to the event, something you just start doing at home. Just a couple of simple things that really work, and you'll feel the difference right away. So before I introduce him, let's do it in an official way. Let me show you this little video of my dear friend, Anthony William.
He's taken the world by storm with his books on helping people overcome illness and disease. The man who's helping millions feel better daily with the power of one vegetable.
The New York Times bestselling author here to tell us more, Mr. Anthony William. How are you, sir?
Great to be here.
He's the New York Times bestselling author who had celebrity fans like Jenna Dewan, Gwyneth Paltrow, Robert De Niro, and Sylvester Stallone all fired up with his celery juice remedy.
It's getting people better.
Now, medical medium Anthony William is back with a new book titled Cleanse to Heal that has his buddy Sly pumped up.
Keep pushing.
Seeing people transform when they can't get out of bed, they can't function, they can't do anything, their brain fog is so bad, or their skin is so difficult to deal with, like the eczema or the psoriasis being so out of control, or the acne, some of the worst acne cases you've ever seen, and they've tried everything, and then they're doing the celery juice, and it's reversing, and the before and afters are unbelievable.
You've got to be like the only, I've never heard of another medical.
I am the only medical medium.
You're the only medical medium.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Realize that your body's working with you side by side. It's not letting you down, even when you think it could be. It's not. It's right by your side. It's there. It's going to help you get there.
But this man's level, what he channels, what comes through them besides these books and the information he brings is so fundamental, and he's made a big difference for Sage and I in understanding distinctions. He is a beautiful soul. You'll feel his essence as soon as you meet him. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Anthony William. Give him a hand, everybody. Give it up for the one and only Anthony William. Great to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to give it to you.
Thanks. Love you, man. Let's do it. 3 powerful tools to help heal. And you know what the new normal is these days? Having a symptom. Have you guys seen that out there? Maybe you're dealing with a symptom yourself. Maybe you're not feeling good. Maybe you know someone who has a diagnosis of some kind. Maybe they got eczema, psoriasis. Maybe they got lupus. Maybe they got Lyme disease. Somebody always has something, whether it's allergies or hives or dizziness or focused concentration, anxiety, depression, right? And it's become the new normal. So it's like we have to accept it now in the world or something, as if it's perfectly fine. Like, that's okay. Everybody's sick with something. It's perfectly fine. It's the new normal. Why not? Let's not question it. Let's never question it. Let's never think about it really, because it's normal, right? Normal to be sick with something. Oh, you got that? Yeah, no, I got this. Oh, you got this? Okay, I got that. But you know what? We don't have to live like that. There are powerful tools. Let's run across a few right now. And look, there's another thing too, before I run into those. Why are we sick? Like, why do we have issues? Like, why do we have a symptom? And what can we do about it? You know, it reminds me about dust. Dust collects in the home, right? It collects on the table, it collects on the floor, it collects everywhere. And if you don't touch that dust and you don't do anything about it, right, guys? It builds up, it builds up, it builds up. Then you got dust bunnies, then you got dust balls, then you got everything else, right? Well, the same thing happens inside the body. So we walk around sick, we walk around with symptoms, we walk around with conditions, we get diagnosed with different diseases, and something's happening inside our bodies. And what is it? What's causing everything? And that's when we have toxins build up inside our body. Toxins like heavy metals, that's one thing right there. You know, if you're pumping gas and you're breathing in those fumes, you know, you're at the gas pump, you got the gas hose in there, gas nozzle, and you're breathing in all that gasoline fume. It's got to go somewhere, and it's got vapors, it's a solvent, it's got metals in it, and it goes in our body. That's just one thing. If you're eating a can of tuna, if you're having some sushi, if you're playing around with aluminum foil somewhere and you're cooking, you got your metal pots and pans, you got your tap water, there's metals in all kinds of things, and there's other toxins too. There's air fresheners, scented candles with chemicals in them, and we breathe them in. These are just a few things, you guys. So let's talk about the powerful tools. One is the lemon. It's an easy thing to work with right here, okay? I got a knife right here. I'm just cutting this lemon, so we're doing that. And this is a really easy food to work with. It's a powerful tool. Now, what does the lemon do? Well, you can make lemon water. Okay, so I got some water right here. This is a powerful tool to work with. Easy. Think about how easy this is. That's why I love this one. I really do. I'm squeezing lemon right in there right now. There we go. We got our lemon water. You can do a little bit more. That's a half. You know, I do half some days. You can do a whole lemon, right? You do this upon waking. I'm putting a little cap on here too. You do this upon waking, 16 to 32 ounces of lemon water every morning. But what does it do? Let's talk about that for 1 second, okay? It's a cleanser. That's what it does. It's cleaning out the body. It cleans out the blood. There's enzymes in that lemon right here. There's enzymes in here that act as a powerful, powerful neutralizer. And then there's calcium in lemon too. There's more calcium in these lemons right here than you can get in a lot of other places. You got to remember that. Calcium, the mineral in lemon, helps to neutralize poisons and toxins, helps to get them out of the kidneys, helps to flush you and cleanse you in the morning. And that's why you want your lemon water. It does something. The minute you start drinking it, it starts to go down the track, right? Hits the small intestinal tract, and it starts to clean out debris, things that have been there for a long time. It starts to help break away all kinds of different things that bind onto your intestinal tract, your colon, and helps to take it out. So this is a cleanser right here for the liver. What I love about the lemon water, helps to cleanse the liver in the morning, flushes toxins out of your liver in the morning. Why? What's in your liver? Well, you got pharmaceuticals in there. Some people got to be on thyroid medications, because their thyroid's got a problem. Then they got years of that inside of them. Some people are on the benzos. Some people are on different anti-anxiety, antidepressants. Some people antibiotics throughout their life. Cold medicine someone might have taken, all that stuff builds up inside the liver along with a lot of other things. So lemon water right there, that's a powerful thing all on its own. So I want to show you that. And I'm going to show you some other things too. I got a celery juice I'm going to grab in a second, and that's something there. So let's just cover a couple of other things too. A powerful tool right here is cilantro. So do you guys like cilantro? Sometimes they call it coriander in other places around the world. So coriander is a way to, to describe it. But cilantro is something you can bring into your life every day a little bit. You can chop it up. You can throw it on any dish you want. Doesn't matter what you're eating, you can put this on top of it. You can actually throw it in a juice. You can throw it in a smoothie. You can do a lot of different things with cilantro. That's one powerful tool there. It helps to get out toxic heavy metals. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Want to cover celery juice. That's another powerful tool right there. 16 to 32 ounces of celery juice every morning. Now, if you don't have a juicer, use a blender and you can strain it with a cheesecloth or a nut milk bag. But here's the thing about celery juice. Never underestimate its power by itself. You don't want to add anything in it. You don't want to add water. You don't want to add ice cubes. You don't want to add a supplement or anything like that. You want it straight celery juice. So no more with the crudité. That's not going to get us better. You can use it for that. You can chop up celery and throw it in your food in any way you like. You can eat a celery stick. But this is a way to move you forward and pull out those poisons and toxins on a daily level. Toxins and poisons sit inside of us. They don't want to leave. They just stay and stay and stay. Toxic heavy metals are one thing. This helps to neutralize metal, helps to dislodge them, helps to get them out of cell tissue inside the liver. And then you can do something also to get metals out and other things and other toxins. I'm going to show you a quick blender here. I'm just going to put some wild blueberries right there. If you guys ever seen the frozen wild blueberries, I'm going to put 2 cups right here inside this. That's one thing. Put a couple of bananas in here too. This is the heavy metal detox smoothie. So what I like about this tool, I'm going to put 2 bananas in here. This one has really helped a lot of people get their lives back. Celery juice has too, but these are all powerful different ways of healing. I got 2 bananas in here right there. I'm squeezing an orange in here right now, so I'm going to do that. That's part of the recipe. So you got 2 bananas, you got 2 cups of wild blueberries, right? You got some orange. Write this down if you got a notepad. Write it all down. I'm going to put a little cilantro in here too. A cup of cilantro goes in here. So that's another little secret of the heavy metal detox smoothie. And then you put about a teaspoon of spirulina in here, which I got right there. A little teaspoon of spirulina. Some barley grass juice powder. Got that right there. Barley grass juice powder. And a little bit of Atlantic seaweed dulse is the one right here. A little bit of there. That's your heavy metal detox smoothie. Got one waiting for you guys right here. Here we are. So just so you know, now when it comes down to removing toxic heavy metals, this is a secret weapon, a powerhouse. And if you remember that little ingredient list right there, the frozen wild blueberries, the bananas, you got your cilantro, you got your spirulina, you got your dulse, you got your barley grass juice powder, squeeze of orange. If you write that down and you do this every morning, this tool alone has done miracles for people around the world, countless people right now. Focus and concentration. That's a big one right there. Having that clarity, being sharp in the mind, being able to talk the way you want to talk. So many people, they got a lot of confusion, focus, they can't concentrate. It's hard to relay their messaging. It's hard to get those words across. It's hard to listen to at the same time. This right here helps so many people get that back. Plus depression, anxiety, that's another thing all on its own. Bipolar, if you know somebody who's been diagnosed with bipolar, this is a fantastic way to help move somebody forward. Anything, even including emotional stability, meaning mood swings, mood stability, stabilizing the mood. I love the heavy metal detox smoothie because metals play a role and how we feel in so many different ways, especially with anxiety and depression. So I wanted to show you guys this right here and give you a rundown, a powerful method right here, easy to use. This is it right here. So you got your frozen wild blueberries, like I said, just a reminder, you got your 2 bananas, you got your cilantro, you got your dulse right here, squeeze of an orange. Make this every single morning. And then you know what? Coconut water, that's something you can bring into your life every day. You can have it in the morning. That's one thing right there. You can have it in the afternoon. Stay hydrated, a little extra tip too. And that's what I love about the lemon water, because you're getting yourself hydrated, and that's the key. So every single day you're getting yourself hydrated. That's what you want. Celery juice is also a hydration method, but even more so than that, it's got all the electrolytes in it. So there you go. You know, I love you guys. I'm always got your back when it comes down to symptoms, how you're feeling, always concerned how people are in the world. You know, I love Tony, I love Sage, I love the UPW. So what I did, I put together, a PDF, a gift. I put together a download for you guys with more healing tools, more powerful tips. So I want you guys to have that option, okay? So when you get your tickets for the UPW, just know that that's waiting for you, because I want you to have every single tool you can to bring into your life, move yourself forward. So make sure when you get your tickets that you check that out, you get that download, you get those powerful recipes. I put a bunch of recipes in there too. So that's going to help too, because I want you guys to have everything you need. But one day at a time, you keep up all the powerful work you're doing. I'm really proud of everybody out there. Just know that we can clean our bodies up, we can clear our mind, we can move ourselves forward, and we can do it in simple ways. Even if it's just one thing, even if it's just bring that lemon water in, and that's what you do every single morning. One thing, that's it. Bring that in, and that's what you do every single morning. If that's what it takes to start you out and get you moving forward, you'll feel it, and your body will love you. It loves you unconditionally anyway, but it's going to love you even more with everything you're doing. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Give it up for Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Love you, brother. Great to see you. Wow. You sure jammed a lot in there in a few minutes, brother. Thank you. Let him hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if that went by really fast, he really jammed it in, but I told him today we're going to keep everything tight. I just want to plant seeds with you. I want to give you tools. So meditation is a tool. Everything done all week for increasing your energy by movement is a tool. Changing your biochemistry by cleansing the body, but not doing it in a harsh way. Many people go on cleanses and they're exhausted. What I wanted him to do is give you a few things that make a difference. And I just got to tell you, if you haven't had a metals test, the next time you get a blood test, please get a metals test. I found myself a few years ago, I went through the situation with my shoulder, but I was also wondering, what's going on? I'm feeling more exhausted now. I was doing 2019, not last year because they shut down the world, but 2019, I went to 118 cities. I went to 16 countries, and that's been my typical schedule. Every 3 days, I was on a plane, a train, a helicopter, on stage somewhere. But I was like, I know I'm exhausted, but that's natural. But it felt more. And then I started not forgetting things, and I was like, wait, I'm way too young to be forgetting stuff. This is ridiculous, and everybody forgets things at times. But it was getting ridiculous, like nothing I'd ever experienced on stage. And I went and got these blood tests, and I ended up having mercury poisoning at the highest level they'd measured. It goes from 0 to 5, I was at 123. So I tell you that because getting that out of my system was one of the most important things I could do. And it's taken me 2 years. I went from 123 down to 9. I'm still way more than I need to be, but the amount of progress we've made has been huge. And this specific smoothie that we're talking about, it's made more progress almost than anything I do. So I'm going to put it on the screen for you here. We made one real fast while he's talking, so you can take a picture if you want, just so you can get started tomorrow if you want. Shows you all the ingredients. Just take a quick picture, and that way you can get started on that. But lemon water with the celery juice we do every day. That's how Sage and I start our day. And then this is, for me, I do this a little later in the day for my detox. Been unbelievable, the change in energy. And what he said also, what Anthony said about this idea that people just start accepting that we all are supposed to have these issues once they turn 30 or 35 these days. People even at that age are starting to feel all these symptoms. It's a part of our lifestyle, and we've got to give that energy back. So this is our gift to you. Go do these 3 simple little things and do it for the next 21 days minimum. Who's up for that? 21-day challenge for you to make this happen? Say aye. Say aye. So then there's the part of health that is critical as well, and maybe even the most important. All of these things, it's impossible to leave them out. It's like, what's more important, the molecule or the atom, the cell or the organ or the human or the planet, you know what I mean? The planet or the solar system. If you take anything out of the chain of existence, things break down. But one of the things that pulls it all together is your mind and your emotions, your spirit. And people face issues all the time. They don't equally deal with those issues. And some people are told they're terminal or you got a 5% chance of living. and something happens inside them. They don't start breaking down. Some of you tell them that, they start to die. They just accept it. Other people fight through. And so I really want to see if we can't trigger that in you, whether you're facing something severe or not, that mindset, that power, that will to bring energy forward when you don't feel like it. It's critical. And so I wanted to share another dear friend of mine. And this woman is extraordinary. Her name is Siri. And Siri is a lady that decided she wanted to become a world champion triathlete. And she didn't know how to swim. And she became the world's best, and now the world's best triathlon coach. But then a few years ago, a year ago almost, Siri's a dear friend of ours, and she got diagnosed with leukemia and was told she had a 5% chance to live. Watch.
When you change your story, you change your life.
It's about being the best you that you can be every single day.
Siri is a two-time world champion.
When she decided to become this great triathlete, she didn't know how to swim. She taught herself to swim and became the greatest triathlete in the world.
She's also the #1 female coach in the world. She also runs a ranch called the Believe Ranch, where they rescue horses.
Right now, we're saving these horses. We are intercepting them before they get sent to slaughter. I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and I know that it's because of these guys and just the belief in my journey and that I have so much life to live and so much loving to give that I am now cancer-free. Woo! I am not a statistic. I am Siri Lindley.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand on your feet and give some energy for my dear friend, Siri Lindley. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
I proved that the impossible is really possible.
You are the gift. Your body is the gift. This life is the gift. Be the champion of your own life in every single moment and live this beautiful life that you dream of. Thank you.
Shine on, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Siri Lindley. Siri, I give you 32,000 people waiting to hear your message. Thank you for sharing today.
Tony, thank you. I truly believe that I am alive today thanks to you. And I'm so grateful to share my story with all of you. I share the full story at Unleash the Power Within, but I'll give you a little bit today. In my early 20s, I was debilitated by my fear and anxiety. And I would find myself hustling for my worthiness outside of myself. My identity was being whatever I needed to be to please everyone around me or to achieve so that I could earn the acceptance or the love of others. And finally, I came to the realization that I will never break free from my pain until I find that worthiness from within. I needed to break through that old identity and create a new identity that would lead me to finding a love, an appreciation, and a respect for myself. It was at that time that the amazing Tony Robbins came into my life, and also triathlon. I fell in love with the sport at first sight, but I had no business falling in love with it because I didn't even know how to swim. No idea. But I decided that this was a perfect vehicle through which I could find myself and find a love for myself. So I took up the sport and I did my first race, and I absolutely humiliated myself. I nearly drowned on the swim. I could barely turn the pedals of my big clunky mountain bike on the flat course, and I ran half the run with my helmet on. I was a disaster, and I came in dead last. But I had never felt so alive in my entire life. And so that night, I declared to my mom, who was the most important person in my life, and to myself, that I was going to be the best in the world in this sport. She looked at me like I was crazy, and maybe I was. But you know, I had learned from Tony what I needed to do in order to give myself every chance of making this dream a reality. I immersed myself in the sport. I modeled the very best athletes. I got a coach. I surrounded myself with people that kicked my ass and pushed me to all new levels. And I learned how to fail. I became someone willing to fail, understanding that when we fail, we learn. And when we learn, we grow. And when we grow, we make progress. I trained 7 to 8 hours a day of the most epic training. It was excruciating. But I proved to myself every single day that we as humans are so much more powerful than you could ever imagine. Exactly 8 years after setting this goal, I became the world champion and the best triathlete in the world. My impossible dream had come true.
Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Tony has shaped every aspect of my life since I was 20. And 1 year ago, I realized just how much that work mattered, just how valuable these skills that I learned from him would prove to be. I got a phone call from my doctor, and he said, "Siri, you have acute myeloid leukemia. And not just that, but you have a genetic mutation. It's going to make this really difficult to treat." My wife was listening in, and she had tears pouring down her face. And I looked into her eyes, and I had never, my entire life, felt love so deeply from another person for me. I never loved anyone as much as I loved her in that moment. And I knew I had to make a decision right then and there. And I said to my doctor, I said, "This is not my time to go. I am going to survive, and I am going to thrive." Now, we all know Tony tells us the power of our decisions. In that moment, that decision meant that every thought I had, every action that I took was going to lead me in that direction of surviving and thriving. Right away, I knew one of the things that I've received from Tony by doing over 20 Unleash the Power Withins and Date with Destinies and Life and Wealth Mastery is I have emotional fitness. I am the master of my mindset. I am the master of my emotions. Thanks to Tony, this is who I have become. And that emotional fitness gave me the ability to be resourceful in that moment of incredible stress. And I was able to decide upon the treatment that I would choose and that I would believe in 1,000,000% and never look back. As an athlete, I realized how important it is to have daily habits, a routine that you do every single day. And you know what made up my routine? Everything that I had learned at Unleash the Power Within. Meditation and energy healing that I learned from Master Co and Sage Robbins. Cleansing and alkalinizing my body that I learned from Anthony William. Healing through voltage, which I learned from Dr. Tennant. And movement and postural health from Brian Bradley. And most importantly, I understood because of what I learned at UPW, why someone like me could get cancer. There are poisons and toxins in the world, like Anthony was just talking about, that can turn on genes that you don't want to have turned on. But everything that I had learned at UPW became my routine, that I did every single day, no matter how sick, no matter how weak I was, because that routine gave me certainty during a very uncertain time. Tony has also taught me through my work from him how to change my state on a dime, how to live in a beautiful state no matter how bad things are around me. I'll never forget lying in my hospital bed. I was in the hospital for over a month. Had every machine imaginable hooked up to me. I was sick, I was weak, I was 25 pounds lighter than I am now. And I would fall into a moment of deep despair and fear and worry. But I would catch myself and I'd say, focusing on this, on how bad I feel, how sick I am, this isn't going to help me heal. This isn't giving me energy. So I would change the channel and I would focus over on the couch where my mom was sound asleep. She had slept there every single night for 30 nights, and I would feel so grateful. And I'd look over at my wife who hadn't left my side, who was giving me so much strength every single day, and I would feel so grateful. I think about the doctors and the nurses and the care I was getting, and I would feel so grateful. Gratitude was the bridge from despair to hope for me. And then I would look at the walls, every inch of the walls covered in my vision boards, reminding me of the life that awaited me, pictures of me riding my horse and running up my favorite mountain. And I would close my eyes and I'd see myself running up that mountain, strong and healthy and energetic, and I would feel like it was real. And then finally I'd look over at this poster you can see over my shoulder. That was my proof. That reminded me of who I am and that I have everything I need inside of me to make the impossible possible again. We all have proof. And in times of deep struggle, you have to access your proof. Remember the times when you overcame, when you never thought that you could. Remember the times that you achieved something that seemed impossible, but now it's yours. We all have proof. You must access it. All these skills that I learned through attending UPW 20 plus times for all the work with Tony led me to 6 months post bone marrow transplant, getting a phone call from my doctor saying that I am cancer free. I get to live. I get to live.
Now.
Thank you.
Love you.
You guys, health is everything. Without it, we have nothing. Don't wait for a diagnosis to take charge of your body, your mind, and your spirit. It has to start now. Now, I know that what Tony has delivered in these last 5 days has been absolutely incredible. But no matter how good you think this was, it's nothing compared to living 4 days and 4 nights completely immersing yourself at UPW. It will absolutely change your life. My favorite quote is from Prefontaine. To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. You are the gift. Your body is the gift. This life is the gift. Tony is offering you the most incredible gift of signing up for UPW today for such an incredible deal. It will change your life. I'm going to add to that. I'm going to offer my 28-day health and fitness challenge that is absolutely phenomenal, worth $1,500. I want to give it to you guys to make it even more exciting for you to join UPW. But it's going to be amazing. But you guys, it is time to be the champion of your own life, to love yourself and care for yourself like you would your most beloved. And look at me. I am someone who has the relationship of my dreams that I dreamt of for a lifetime. I have a successful business that isn't even work, it's my passion. I have a mission where I save horses and they save humans, and that fulfills me to no end. And most importantly, I have my life. 1 year ago, they told me I had 5% chance of surviving. 5. But I am here. I'm not just alive. I am thriving. I ran a 10K 2 weeks ago.
Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, you're so beautiful.
You all need this. Tony, I want to thank you. I am here today because of everything that I have become on this journey, working with you, by attending your UPW events, by attending Date with Destiny, by taking everything that I've learned from you and incorporating it into my life. I am alive because of you. Thank you. I love you so much. Everybody sign up now. Don't wait. Don't cheat yourself. Do this now. You need it. I cannot wait to see you there. I love you.
I love you, Siri. Siri, the only thing I'll correct is I didn't do this for you. You did this for yourself, but I'm glad I got to help. And I hope everyone here remembers, when someone tells you the odds are against you, just remember you're not a statistic. Find out who you really are and use every resource you have. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Siri Lindley. Love you, sweetheart.
Thank you so much for being here and giving us your time today, and also 28 days of working with you for Shreduary. Give it up for Siri Lindley! Hey, Beth.
Love you, Beck. That's her lady, Beck.
All right, everyone, we've got 5 quick minutes, and then we're going to bring Tony back out here for the rest of your day. But you heard Siri. Get yourself to upwvirtual.com. You don't have to do anything to get her 28-day bonus. It's just going to jump inside of your package, a gift from her. We love you so much, Siri. Thank you so much. And to all of our speakers today, Master Co, Brian Bradley, Anthony William, and Siri Lindley, everybody. Give it up for everyone. See you back in 5 minutes, upwvirtual.com. And we will be back not just with our VIPs, but for everyone with a Q&A with Tony Robbins. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Crank your energy one last time. Get up out of your chairs and move your body. Let's go. upwvirtual.com. We'll see you soon. to the final home stretch of your bonus session. This time we really mean it. This is the last day. Get up out of your seats, move your body, crank the energy. It's time to bring Tony Robbins back to the stage. We got to get our energy up. Let's go. Move it. Crank it. Let's give it up one more time for Siri Lindley and Master Cohen, Brian Bradley, and Anthony Williams. Well, yes. All right, everyone, have a seat with a lot of energy in your body. We are going to bring Tony Robbins back to the stage. And really quick, I want to congratulate every single one of you that is joining us at UPW in March. That's upwvirtual.com. If you missed it, we have so many messages from people saying, how do you get the bonuses from Siri, Master Co, Brian, and Anthony William? You don't have to do anything to get them. Once you guys buy your UPW ticket, it's just a part of your package. It's a gift from them to you. It's worth thousands of dollars what they're gifting you guys just for being a part of it because they know what UPW has done for them and they want to give the gift back to you. So one more time, let's just give a thank you to these amazing guests for joining us today, giving us their time, and these beautiful bonuses. Give it up for everybody. Bring back up to the stage the man, the myth, the legend. And this person's coming back up. Tony's coming back up to spend some time with you guys to answer some questions that we got flooded in from our team here, our community here. So he's going to spend this time not just with the VIPs, but with everybody. So let's crank the energy one last time. And let's welcome back to the virtual stage. I need way more energy than this. Come on. Move your bodies, people. Let's welcome back to the virtual stage. It's Tony Robbins!
Let me hear ya! Wake it up! Oh, yes! High fives all around, ladies and gentlemen. Now, so we try to give you a kind of a flavor of things you can do for your body and your energy. How do you relax it? That's what we're doing, Master Co, kind of calm the mind. How do we cleanse it? How do we tap into our emotion or capacity to be all that we can be? So last thing I want to do before we go for our final, this is it on the challenge finally, is I've been doing Q&A with the Zoom room where I can see them and interact, but we haven't really done that with a main group. So some of you have a lot of similar questions. So my team just grabbed, 4 or 5 questions from people that we can't see on Facebook or YouTube. And let me do my best to answer some of those. Again, we try to pick themes, like a lot of you are dealing with marriage issues, or you're dealing with weight loss, or you're dealing with whatever. And hopefully when I'm giving answers to these individuals can give you, if you have issues in that area, some insight as well. So are you going to read some questions for me? Is that what we're going to do?
Yes,
okay,
I will
great.
read the question. So first question is from Isabel Dunton from California, and she says, my husband and I are on the verge of separation, and I want to come to the event to save our marriage, but he does not want to. What should we do, Tony?
Well, the first thing you don't want to do is make him try to do something he doesn't want to do, because if he's a masculine male, the more you push, the more he's going to push back. And, people are skeptical or pessimistic for good reason. I know when I first started doing what I was doing, I went to Germany and people said I was Hitler because I had people going, yes. It's like there have been a lot of people over the years who have provided some form of insight, but then they had an agenda of something they were trying to do to people. And so I get that. And also, as a masculine male myself, somebody's got to earn the right for them to coach me. And so he doesn't know me from squat, right? You might think I'm just some pump-up motivational speaker. He doesn't understand the strategy or, running 74 companies, doing over $6 billion in business, having had no business background to start with. So it might be interesting for you to consider not trying to get him to go to a seminar, but maybe get him to just watch the Netflix special on Tony Robbins' I'm Not Your Guru. If you've not seen it, a lot of people are super skeptical, can watch that for an hour and 45 minutes, and they really get to see what's real. Because you see behind the scenes. You see what a seminar is really like, even more than this. Those of you who haven't seen that, you might want to take a look at it. So that usually will bring someone to start saying, holy cow, this is different. This isn't just some pump-up stuff. And part of this, because, obviously I know the power of energy, but if all you have is energy and you don't have any strategy, you're going nowhere. But I also think, the most powerful thing you can do is remember what I said, on the relationship day. What you bring to the table, instead of focusing on him, what you bring to the table, if he doesn't go, you just go on your own. And you figure out how to improve your mental, emotional state, and you figure out how to break your patterns when you're getting hooked. When those things change and you're coming home and you're so loving and euphoric and so happy, the greatest impact is that. Now, I'm sure you'd rather go through it with him. And so what I would do is I wouldn't push him and say, listen, I'm doing this for me. I know you don't need it. But, some of the greatest, most successful people in the world from, the Ray Dalios of the world, I'm sure he knows who Ray is, one of the greatest financial investors, the Paul Tudor Jones. This is the guy that has coached Paul Tudor Jones for, the last, what has it been now? I guess 16, 18 years, right? Now, this is a gentleman that's worked with everybody from Serena Williams, and you kind of give him things he might be able to relate to, people that are in sports or business. But the most important thing is, since this is in your home, he's going to see and hear this. That's one of the cool things about this new format. People would go to my seminar and they'd fly to another city or country and they'd go 4 days and nights, out of their mind. People come out of their mind. You'll see when you have the experience. And then they got to drive or fly home, and it's a few days later, and they try to explain to their family member why they're feeling this way. And it's kind of, they're like, are you from another planet? But what I love about this format is your family's around. They'll walk through the room. They'll hear. They'll see. And here's what I'll do for you, just as a little gift for you personally for bringing up the question. I'm going to give your husband a ticket. So you stay on the line, Isabel. We'll make sure we make it. And so I'm going to give you a little gift. So you just pay for your ticket. I know you're already going. And then that way you're not losing anything if he doesn't show up. But my bet is, like I've told you a couple times, maybe I've shared with more with a group on Zoom, but it's mind-boggling to see what happens with families. The children walk by and all of a sudden they're doing a meditation or whatever it is. It's one of my favorite things about this format. Don't get me wrong, I love the live format. I love the energy of it. But we generate that energy all around the world where people are in their home with their family. So don't push on him. Attract him. Don't tell him he needs it. Make it clear he doesn't need it. You plant some seeds about the quality of people I work with in sports and business and finance. Those are things he might be able to relate to and see it's not just motivation. If you can, watch Netflix. And then finally just say, I happen to share our experience, and so he gave us a ticket for you. You don't even have to pay for it. And then you can share that story later on about his transformation. That'll be the gift back to the community if you want to do that. All right, Isabel? So you, Isabel Dunton from Orange County, California, right? So let's make sure we send her that ticket. Isabel, thank you for your question. Everybody give it up for her. Thank you so much. Another question.
Next question is from Carly Toro, and she says, I just lost my job due to downsizing, and I've never been unemployed in my life. What skills and strategies will I learn at UPW to help me get through this?
Well, first of all, I'm sorry you lost your job, and I'm not being trite, but crisis creates breakthroughs. It either destroys you if you let it or creates a breakthrough. It's like nobody wants to be disappointed. But if you're going to be successful, you have to learn to discipline your disappointment, right? You can't let it take you over. And so many people today are in despair. I don't know if you read, but I think it was 20% of all kids under the age of 30, according to the CDC, said they've considered suicide in the last 6 months because they had no compelling future. By the way, did you hear Siri when she talked about being wired by all these machines, 5% chance to live? And what did she do? She created a compelling future, saw herself running back up that mountain, celebrating, doing those things. Without a compelling future, you're not going to make anything happen. What you're going to get out of this weekend is a compelling future, number one. Number two, you're going to learn how to change your state. So it doesn't matter, just like Siri did. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter how bad it is. You're not just going to understand it intellectually. We're going to be doing it day and night, night and day. When I talk about this idea of immersion, I don't think some of you really get what I mean. Like, immersion is when you're living, breathing, experiencing it, not sitting back, writing a few notes, and thinking about it. We have some processes there that are incredibly intense, but they're incredibly fulfilling because they change the way your brain is wired. And so when you're going up and you're competing, and there's a lot of competition now, you and I both know that, really skilled people because of the changes that COVID brought, you no longer had to have a problem to be let go of. Companies had to let go of some of their best people to survive, and many companies have gone under. So if you're going for that next opportunity, your psychological, emotional fitness, your capacity to be able to deal with any challenge, your ownership of yourself is what's going to push over the edge. Because we all know applicants, there's lots of applicants now. We're looking at so many great people, but we're looking for the people that have the mental, emotional fitness, the chemistry, the psychology to be able, no matter what they face, to turn it around. And that shows up more than your CV does, that's for sure. It shows up a hell of a lot more than telling us what you can do. It's feeling who you are. And so I think that's what you're going to experience from this event, and I really look forward to serving you, and I'm glad you're coming. And for anybody else who's dealing with this, listen, I know it feels overwhelming, but you know, my grandfather created Yogi Bear and the Flintstones. He was one of the original writers for Bozo the Clown, and he was a really amazing man. But I can tell you that there were stages where he lost his jobs, and one of those turned out to be the best. In fact, the people he went to work with were a group called Hanna-Barbera. If you remember as a kid watching those cartoons, some of the biggest cartoons in the company, both those guys, Hanna-Barbera, were fired for Warner Brothers, which was at the time the biggest and the dominant force in cartoons on earth, and they ended up being bigger than Warner Brothers. I mean, there is an opportunity when a crisis happens, because what it does, if you keep your head together, your strength, your emotion, your vitality, your energy, then it'll allow you to find something new. And what's new is always better. Just remember, you know, whatever's happened in your life, if you can develop a belief and a trust inside yourself or of your creator, that what's next is always better. That life is not happening to me. It may look like it's happening to me, but there's some gift in here and I'm going to find it. And you will get that from being in this event day and night for 4 days. And you're going to have a support system of people from all over the earth that'll become your friends. It's pretty gorgeous. All right, I look forward to seeing you then. Give it up for Carly, ladies and gentlemen. We have another question.
Next question is from John Murphy in Seattle, Washington. And he says, the challenge was awesome, but I'm skeptical that a weekend can really change my life, ...
Well, that's not much of a question. That's more of a comment. Well, listen, John, wherever you are, I just want you to know I'm not here to sell you in any way. You got to decide for yourself. But when people tell me, oh, I'm skeptical, I'm pessimistic, I usually look at them and say, let's be honest, you're gutless. And I'm not saying that to you, John, but if somebody comes to me in that attitude, I go, you're gutless. You know why I say that? Because it doesn't take any guts to be negative. It doesn't take any guts to be pessimistic. It doesn't take any guts to be skeptical. It takes courage to have faith. It takes courage to say, I'm going to try something. Because what you're really telling me, brother, and I'm not being harsh on anyone, what you're really telling me is you're afraid of being disappointed, and I get it. So many things overpromise and underdeliver. So if you want to know who I am, you don't have to watch how my lips move. Go online. Go in our social media. Read all the people that went through the events and see how many hundreds of thousands of people saying it was the greatest experience of their life. Not it was good or it was really nice or I enjoyed it. People say it changed my life. So don't ask me. Go read or go talk to people online who've been to the events and so forth to be a way to do it. But in the end, you know, there's no free lunch. You're going to have to do your part. And you got to be willing to take a risk of some sort and bet on yourself, or you're not going to make progress. But I get it if you're skeptical. I'm not here to try to convince you in any way. But maybe talk to people who've had the experience, because it's easy to be skeptical because really we all want certainty. And if I could give you my 2 cents, John, you know, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. I'm going to say that again for all of you. Sounds really simplistic, but it's pretty profound in terms of when you understand what it really means. The quality of our lives is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty we can comfortably live with. See, if you have to be certain about everything every moment, you can't do squat. And if you're going to be alive, you got to grow, and you can't grow unless you're facing things where there's uncertainty. Like, if you know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, day after day, moment after moment, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know what they're going to say, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. In the beginning, you might like that, but after a while, you're going to be bored shitless, right? We need to feel alive. In order to grow, we've got to get in a different world. I always tell people, it's where uncertainty is the thing you need to balance. Now, think about it. There's a word, there's a 4-letter word that all over the world we're responding to differently than any time I can remember in my 60 years of living, and that word is risk. R-I-S-K, those 4 little words. People today, they're afraid to walk outside and breathe near somebody. I was outside here in Florida. In Florida, we have a lot of freedom here compared to the rest of the United States, and we have half as many COVID deaths, by the way, as we were supposed to be number 1 in the country because we have the most older people population. Half as many as you have in New York. and we have freedom, and we've been open forever. But I went on the beach the other day, right in front of my house, and there's nobody on the beach. You have this huge beach. There's one man in the distance, and I watched him come up, and this poor man, I felt so bad for him. He's running, and he's bent over. He needs a Goscu. He needs everything we teach, and he's wearing a mask, and there's no human for a mile. And he's so crunched over, and he can't get enough air. And what is he? He's living in fear. He's been conditioned. What kind of risk does he have running on the beach by himself? The risk is I'm not getting enough air. Your immune system's suppressed by that. So we live in a world, I mean, think about this country, America wouldn't exist unless people want to risk their lives to get here. We wouldn't have freedom except for the people who went out and risked and gave their lives for us. Listen, 1.2 million people die every single year in car accidents. Every single year, 3,300 people a day. So how do you leave your house? That's more people that are dying, certainly, of COVID. How do you leave your house? How do you drive your car? Because you know that if you don't take any risk, you have no life. You need to take intelligent risks, not be stupid. But think about it. Every day of your life, you're driving down the street, and there's someone coming at you, maybe 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, and there's nothing but a yellow line dividing you from that person. How the hell do you leave your house? Faith. It is the F word that every religion seems to agree upon. They might argue about the name of God. They may argue about a lot of things, but they all know the power of faith. And you know something about faith, guys? You don't have to be taught to have faith. You were born with it or you couldn't survive. You just have to use that muscle. And if you don't use it, like, why do you get in your car and drive? Do people every day cross that yellow line and kill people because they're drunk, because they fall asleep at the wheel, because they're texting? You bet. Every single day it happens all over the earth. In every city virtually in the world, someone's dying driving a car, but we don't not drive our cars because otherwise you have to stay home and do nothing the rest of your life. So I say to all of you, grab your courage. Courage does not mean you're not afraid. We've said this several times. It means you're scared shitless, but you're going to do it anyway. And if you're going to make any money, if you're going to build a business, if you're going to have a great relationship, you're going to have to take some risks. Intelligent risks, not stupid. I'm not saying break laws or rules or whatever the case may be where you live. I mean, comply with the rules, but don't live in fear. And don't let your uncertainty keep you from taking action. Because if you do that, you're going to live that the rest of your life, and it's not a happy life. Think about it. Most people don't live that philosophy of stretching that I shared with you that Jim Rohn taught me. His whole philosophy was if you can't, then you must. Remember? If I can't do it, then I make myself do it immediately. Now, again, it's not if you can't jump off a cliff, you must. You got to be smart. But if you say, I would be a better person if I took this action, but I'm afraid, or I'd be a better father, a better husband, better friend, better soul, better spirit, better anything, businessman, businesswoman, and I know that would happen and I really don't want to do it, I make myself do it. That's why I have the privilege of being with you today, because I keep breaking through. But most of us let our mind get in the way. Breathe in your heart, make a gut decision for whatever's right with you, and I'm cool whatever you do either way. But if I were you, I wouldn't just stop with a little bit you got here. If you've come back day after day, you must know there's value. So consider what you want to do, and whatever it is, we support you. Give a big hand for John Murphy there from Seattle. We have another question.
Next question is from Jason Daniels from London, and he says, I've always yo-yoed with my weight, and my new goal for this week is to keep it off. How can I sustain this, and how will UPW help me?
Well, first of all, congratulations on setting a real goal that matters to you, because it's not just about the weight, it's about how you're going to feel, right? It's not just how you look. I know some people are driven by that. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, early in my body career, so to speak, you know, I remember when I was in my really early 20s and I was like, I'm going to have a six-pack and I'm going to be such a stud. And I spent hours and hours staring at myself in the mirror so that I would look good and working out so hard. And I built all that shit. But you know what I noticed? Bending down, I hurt my back to pick something up. It's just like I was overworking certain muscles. You build your biceps, and then if you don't take care of the lower part of your back, you have back pain. You're out of balance. And so I'm a big hulking guy, my ego, a little 20-year-old stupid ass is what I was. And so one day I was like hurting so much, and I was like, man, I work out so hard. How come I'm in pain all the time? I'm always getting injured. And I was like, well, because I'm overtraining to try to create these super goals, and then I get there, and what do I got? I can look at myself, or I can be proud of myself. Nothing wrong with that. But I thought my highest priority is energy. because energy is the source of life. That's why I wanted to do this little session for you this morning. Energy is what makes a relationship go. Without energy, you're not going to have passion in your relationship. You're just too tired. You barely make it through the day. Without energy, you can't be a great parent. Without energy, you can't run a great business or more than one. Without energy, you're not going to earn what you really deserve. So I decided I want to have more energy than any human could imagine, and so I started studying everything I could possibly do to create the energy, which includes muscle development and strength, but all of it in balance. So I love that you're going for the physical goal, whatever the poundage is that you want to change, but let's make sure you do it healthfully. And what you're going to do at the event is a whole day on this. So we're going to go through every tool that can make that change. Plus, we do this process called the Dickens pattern. It's one of the most powerful parts of the 4 days. It's about 4 hours long. It is a incredibly intense process and incredibly enjoyable. But what we're going to do is find out what's stopping you. Because let's be honest, how many of you out there have some beliefs that limit you and you know better, like you know they're not really true, but they still get you emotionally and stop you? Who's got some of these out there? Raise your hand if you say I. Say I. Well, you intellectually know they're not right, but they still control you because they're deep in your subconscious. They literally are a pattern that's gotten locked inside of you. And so what we're going to do is decimate them. We have a process. It's experiential. It's not intellectual, so that we can literally scratch the CD. Remember I talked about that? If you listen to an old CD in the old days and listen to music, it's because there's a pattern on that CD that the laser picked up. And if you got a CD in your head that's keeping you overweight, set of beliefs, set of emotions, and I try to put a new one inside there, it's not going to work if I put them on top of each other. But if I pull out your old CD, right? Remember the old CDs? And I take out a needle and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth across that belief, that emotion, that pattern. Now if you try to put it in, it'll never work the same way. So now your brain's open to something new. And then we're going to plant to something new that's going to shift you. You can look online and see all the people who lost 10, 20, 30, 40, some people 250 pounds because they made this psychological, emotional shift, and they know what to do. And you're going to get both those from the event. I really look forward to seeing you. Thank you, Jason. Give it up for Jason Daniels, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We have one more question.
We've got one more question, Tony. It's from Taylor Chin in Australia. She says, honestly, I'm a little all over the place right now, and I don't have a clear reason or purpose for even going to the event. I've been trying for months to figure out my next move. Will UPW help me find my purpose?
Okay. Well, first of all, so many people are obsessed with finding their purpose that they're not living their life. And it's this obsession with trying to make our life so unique and special, and we're missing what's unique and special right here, right now. So who's to say you have one purpose, or it's just that one purpose for your whole life? I think your purpose continues to expand. When I became a father overnight to 3 children because I adopted them and then a young man on the way, that changed my sense of purpose. It added to it, right? So I think the purpose, making the purpose so big, makes you afraid to make a decision. And when you say, I really don't know what I want to do with my life, what you're really saying to me is, I'm in a state of uncertainty, Tony. And so sitting at home and trying to deal with this in a state of uncertainty is not going to get you there. So what you need is to train yourself with certainty. It's like when you think of a Michael Jordan or a LeBron James or any great athlete, you know, when they stand and they walk towards you, you can just feel that sense of certainty. When somebody hands them the ball, you can sense their absolute certainty it's going to go in. Even if it doesn't, they're certain it's going to. Certainty is the core of leadership, right? If all hell's breaking loose and people are like, oh my God, what do I do? And you look at the leader and they go, I don't know, what do you think? You know, it doesn't inspire confidence. But if everybody's freaking out and it's not BS, you say, move, I'll handle it. And everybody goes, holy shit, that's somebody I want to do business with. That's somebody I want to work with because they can feel it. But certainty is a habit, and so is doubt and uncertainty. So one of the things we're going to do over all 4 days that people come out of the event talk about is like, man, I took action because there was no hesitancy in me because I wasn't in a fear state. A fear state is an uncertain state, isn't it? Versus knowing. And so what we're going to do with you there is you're going to literally condition this in your body. And here's the thing I'll tell you. A lot of people say, well, I came here to lose weight, and I did that. I lost 25 pounds, but I got something I didn't even know I needed. I usually, on the beginning of the Unleash the Power Within, I usually say to people, why you came here is not why you're here. I said, don't get me wrong. Well, you came here, you let me know. We're going to help you get that. But there are deeper reasons why we're here. That's why we get guided together. And invariably, people say, well, I came here to lose weight. I did that, but holy shit, it transformed my relationship. Or I came here because I want to make more money. Wow, I'm doing that. But man, I got a completely different body out of this thing. And so all of these, one of the things that we're doing this weekend called Unleash the Power Within, because we're going to touch on all the areas of your life, your business, your finance, your emotions, your relationships, your family, all the pieces, because think of it like your life as a wheel. And if like you're really strong on finance, and so let's say this is really big, but you're really weak, let's say, on your body, and then you're strong on your career, but you're weak in your intimate relationship, imagine a tire that's malformed. And now you're trying to drive that tire, if you're an achiever, 100 miles an hour. If you're going 20 miles an hour, it's lumpy. If you're going 100 miles an hour, it's going to jolt the hell out of you. And how many of you are trying to go 100 miles an hour in your life? I'm curious. Give me a yes if you got it up there, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So we have to be able to round that out. And when you do, what's amazing is it's a smoother revolution, but it also happens faster and easier. So those are some things that are going to happen for you at the event. We really look forward to seeing you there. Give it up for Taylor Chin from Sydney, Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally there. It's been a beautiful time. We even added an extra day, and holy cow, we kept it under 2 hours to make it happen. I hope you found great value today. I hope this week has been really helpful for you, and I hope I get a chance to work with you more, but if I don't, I'm grateful for the time we've spent, and I hope that you won't settle. Don't settle for less than you can do or be or share or give, and then make your life a masterpiece. It doesn't matter COVID, it doesn't matter political unrest, it doesn't matter racial unrest. Every human problem, humans created and humans can solve. And I think that's not being optimistic. It's just looking at how humans have functioned for history. And you got to remember who you are. Like Siri said, it's like you're not a statistic. You look around, of course, most people aren't happy. Most people are not physically fit. Most people don't have a great relationship. Most people are not doing well financially. But a few are. And my life's focus is understanding the few who do and figuring out what they do differently and getting us to do the same. And that's what this week's been about. That's what our seminar's about. I just want to thank you for inviting me into your home, letting me share this time with you. And KK is going to finish up with a couple of these important announcements. And again, if you want to come to the event, we're now 85% sold out. We'd love to have you. But whatever happens, don't settle. And send out my love. And I send out my love and my thanks to my wife, to Master Co, to Brian Bradley. Can we get up for all the people, for Anthony William? That's right, for Siri Lindley. Let's take it up one more time. All my Zoom participants, I'll see you in 5. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Come on! Give it up for KK!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to our final daily wrap-up. How are you feeling after 6 full days of the New World, New You Challenge? Who knew how powerful 6 days could be? Does anybody here recognize the difference in the way they walked in and the way they are walking out of this thing? By a show of hands, say yes. Head to upwvirtual.com. You guys can get every single piece of information that you need to join us in this wonderful event in 37 days. Let's give it up for every single person that is about to unleash themselves at UPW. This beautiful journey up. I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes with you guys really fast and go over some of the great questions that we got from this community here. And I'll tell you the reason why this is so important. I'm going to go over the detailed questions about the event and the times and anything probably in your mind, because what we find is it's normally not the frequently asked questions, it's the should ask questions that we're thinking, and sometimes we don't ask. So if it's cool with you, I'm going to answer the questions that may be in your mind right now and give you everything that you need to know so you're set up for success. Are you ready for this? Say yes. All right, question number 1, people. Someone said, what are the hours of the event? It's a fair question. I saw this so many times and I couldn't help but laugh. I want you guys to write down 3 letters for me in your note page, all right? It's called TST. That stands for Tony Standard Time, all right? UPW, I know, and it's so true. How many of you felt that? Tony's like, we'll be here for an hour or 2, and we're like 4 hours later, and he's still cranking, right? UPW is completely different than this challenge, you guys. It's not where you block off 2 to 3 hours each day. Like, if someone asked you, hey, you want to go on vacation from March 4th to March 7th, would you be like, well, what times of the day is the vacation? Like, what timing? When does it start? When does it end? It's like you're going for the full immersion. So this is all day, all night. So when you ask what times and you're preparing your agendas and making arrangements for your kids and your dogs and your family, block yourself off. It's like morning. We're going to start right away in the morning, and we're going to go until we hit the outcome. Sometimes that's super late at night. We've gone past midnight before, but this is full immersion, all day, full tilt. Does that sort of answer your question? And when you're thinking about this, yes, you just block off all 4 days, okay? So, and if I were in your shoes, I would be prepared the night before it begins so that you can walk in effortlessly day 1. So just block off the whole schedule, morning till evening. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me on that one. Okay, great. That truly is a majority of the questions that I saw come in. So if that answered your question, you guys can head to upwvirtual.com and you'll see all 3 of the packages there for you. That actually leads me into the second question I saw a lot was about pricing. Is this really actually the lowest price, which is fair for you to ask? Because some of you, it's your first time ever. I see some of you nodding your heads. It's your first time ever being here with our community or at an event. So you're thinking maybe this is normal. Let me tell you something, all right? This is such a low price that I think most of us are even uncomfortable with it. And I told you, the first event I went to, I paid like $1,600 for one ticket. I've never, ever, ever seen something lower than $700, $695. So for it to be $345 for 4 days and nights, full immersion, I'm not even a math wizard, but that's like $87 a day. And as you keep letting these days go by, it went from $8, now it's $9 a day from now until the event for the next 37 days for an entire full immersion experience with Tony. And I want to reiterate, if you thought that this impacted you a couple hours a day for 6 days, you have no idea what you are about to experience at UPW! Crank it! Crank it! I guess what I'm trying to say there is do not wait, okay? Do not miss out on this. That's a challenge-only price. And I don't know if I've said that for you guys, but that's not for like everyone else out there. They're not having $345. So once the challenge is over, you'll see everything flip back to what's normal. It's only to reward you guys for playing full out and being a part of these, 5-6 days together. So that's just for you for being inside of the challenge. Then I saw some of you talking about the bonuses. I know some of you today were like, wait, do we all get the bonuses from our guest speakers and the bonuses and all the packages? Let me clear that up right now. Today's bonuses, how many of you liked those, by the way? You had Siri Lindley, 28 full days of training with her. I think there's a nutrition plan. There's a fitness plan. You had Brian Bradley, and he's going to give you guys a video training. And some of you are probably like, why do I need to learn how to sit? Here, let me make that a little sexier for you. It's learning the sport of sitting, so you know how to use your body so you can be like a fortress while you're working from home virtually. Does this make sense by show of hands? And not Not only when you're sitting, but how are you actually utilizing your body? It's these simple things that we don't know that Tony practices every day. Like we were on side stage and he was doing these weird funky things in the chair and I was watching him like, what are you doing? And I realized he's doing Egoscue method. So that's what you're going to learn in that training. You had a bonus from Master Co, which is an Emerald Falls meditation. It's to put you in a state of full relaxation, total relaxation. And then finally, Anthony William is an entire lineup of recipes for the morning. And I'm actually doing some of those cleanses right now, one of his books. And I promise you, even if you do not know how to cook, this is going to be so simple. You need celery. All right, there, I gave it away. You need some celery, okay? Those are just the bonuses from today. And those are for those of you that do UPW, okay? We want to reward you for jumping into it. And not even us, that's just from them, their gift to you, because they've all experienced this work and how it's impacted their life. You don't have to do anything to get that. You don't have to go to their websites, call this person, have your people call their people. We've got it covered. Once you guys enroll into UPW in March, which Tony said it's about 85% sold out, so you want to get on that fast so you get it, all these bonuses are just going to appear in your UPW kit. Does that make sense? Just give me a thumbs up if I'm clear. I'm doing as good of a job as I can to be clear for you guys, okay? And then we actually have 2 more special bonuses. So I think Dean was a little jealous today when everyone was giving their bonuses, and it was like Siri bonus, and Master Co was like, I'm giving a bonus, and then Anthony will, and everyone's giving bonuses. So Dean is going to actually extend his bonus from yesterday, which was the ethical influence training. Who remembers this? Show of hands. And here's what's important, all right? You've got to learn. Nothing moves in this world unless it's sold, but sold doesn't have to feel weird. It's influence. It's an art, not a science. And so that's a really incredible training, and he built that from some of the things he learned from Tony. And so he's going to give you another chance to get that bonus, and that'll still be included today when you guys sign up for UPW. Give me that thumbs up if you are feeling good about that, okay? And then we told you guys yesterday, but one extra bonus is if you want to hang out with myself and Dean, you got double the trouble. We're going to have a pre-party the night before UPW for everyone just inside of this challenge, Dean and myself with all of you, all right? One more super snazzy special bonus is from Tony. It's a training it's actually a video. It's a conversation that Tony and Sage did with one of their very, very dear friends. His name's Sadhguru, a famous Indian yogi. He's a mystic. He's a best-selling author. And it's a conversation. Here's just some footage of it right here. But it's never, ever, ever been aired publicly. And they want to give this gift to all of you, especially since today you got a little bit of a taste of another type of state that we can tap into. So that's just a gift. Tony was so inspired from Tony to you guys. So it's so many bonuses, I can't keep track of them, but I hope you can just tell you're going to get way more value than you're even walking in with. How do you feel about this, ladies and gentlemen? Make some noise! I was just talking so fast, so if you missed that and you're wondering right now, how do I get said bonuses? I just listed off 47 of them. All you have to do is go to upwvirtual.com. I promise you it's going to be the easiest thing you do. We have smart people pressing smart buttons, making it so simple for you guys. Just pick the package you want. All the bonuses, no matter what section you pick, are going to be included, okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for the next question. Cool? And am I answering your questions? Are these some of the questions you guys have had? Yes? And if they're not, we want you to be supported. So throw it in the chat box. I can see one right here. Ask our team. They're all in there pulling these. Next one I saw was, can someone from my house join me? So this is a really interesting question because how many of you want to share this experience with people that you love? How many of you want to share this experience with people that you love? Let me hear it. So make this experience fun. Let me ask you this question. How many of you signed up for this experience for 5 days, maybe are VIPs, and you have other people in the room with you that didn't sign up for VIP? Any of you? I'm watching you. Thumbs up. Okay, I like your honesty. Listen, Have the people that you want to have with you experience this event with you in community. The best thing that you can do is do this as a family and have fun with it. You know, Tony in that stadium, he's always watching like people's dogs and people's kids, and they have their grandparents in the room and the entire family. It can be an experience. And also I want to say just to any of the parents out there that have been virtual learning this year, and maybe you haven't enjoyed it as much as people hyped it up to be. Anybody out there feeling like that? Could anyone use 4 days away? 4 days away from everything. Yes? 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 I see some of you going crazy. Listen, make this a good time. I know so many people that go rent a house with their friends, and they call all their girlfriends, all their guy friends, they get together, and they make an experience out of this. So do this with the people that you love. Create an experience that's so rich. It's something that you're going to remember forever. All right? Next question is, how does this work? And I saved this for our almost our final question, because I think it's such a beautiful question, and I actually want to show you a little bit of the inside of the experience of UPW for our final moments together today. So first up, know this. Our team is not going to have you guys enroll today and be like, all right, see you in March, bye-bye. You're going to make this decision for yourself, but you don't have to do this alone. The moment that you guys enroll, in a couple hours, you're going to get a confirmation email. Now, hear me out. I know some of you are signing up with your shopping accounts that have 20 to 40,000 unread emails in them. And then you're going to contact us and be like, I didn't get my email. Check your spam folder, okay? It's going to take a couple hours for it to get to you. Once you sign up, you'll get a confirmation email. Basically, it's going to have everything that you guys need. In that email, there's going to be a button to click to join your community. That's a Facebook community. Anybody feel like your Facebook group this time was different than the others? Or a little bit richer? A little bit more high energy? Something you actually didn't mind checking? You're going to have the same thing at UPW. The first thing you want to do is jump into that community. And Tony designs trainings for you guys every single week, and I deliver them with you. They're really bite-sized, like 5 to 10 minutes, you and I together, every single Tuesday. So 1 week from today, we'll do that every week leading up to the event, so you're trained and you're supported. You're going to have fast-track training sessions leading up to the event. You have so much, and then finally, the grand finale, you're going to get a big box of event materials shipped to your house. You're going to have your workbook and then a bunch of other exciting things inside the workbook designed by Tony for you to have an incredible experience. And then you're going to have your workbook. You're going to set up your at-home station, and then you're going to enter our virtual world. And if you guys have that little, do we have like a sizzle, like something spicy to show them what the inside of it looks like? Then, my friends, you are going to walk in to this beautiful virtual studio that takes a long time to put together for you. And you're going to enter this rich environment with blazing energy, and you're going to have an interactive experience with you and with Tony Robbins and with human beings from around the world, and unleash the power within. There he is. There's Tony. You, if you thought that this was anything, you have no idea what you're going to feel like when you guys get actually into the environment, into the studio, into the virtual experience. So it's upwvirtual.com. If you are someone that purchased yesterday, the day before, day one, before day one, guess what? You still get all the bonuses back at you. Welcome to UPW. I take a lot of pride in honoring and answering all the questions that you have. I hope that we've answered your questions, and I hope and I trust that you will jump into this experience, because if you haven't felt it already, those 4 days, UPW will unleash you in a way you never thought possible. So for the sake of blowing the energy out of this virtual studio, how about we crank it one last time? And then I don't know if our energy could be strong enough, maybe, just maybe, we could get Tony to come back out here again and close this thing out. Do you think we could do this? Can we crank the energy strong enough to get Tony Robbins back out on the stage? Everyone stand up out of your chairs, and at any moment, the music, may just unleash, and you're going to rip the energy inside. There it is, everybody! It's the New World New Year Challenge! And it's Tony Robbins!
Just want to say I love you to you all. Pretty extraordinary. 832,000 people from 195 countries all over the earth. We love you all. We'll see you soon. Make your mind a masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. Bring it up. Mwah, mwah.